it's cool. So, oh my god. Oh shit. Good morning guys, and welcome to another full day of eating. Today is definitely a typical busy day for me. I have class, then I have a little bit of a break to eat, and then I'm teaching yoga this afternoon. So I'll be packing my lunch with me on the go so you can see what I take to eat in between time after class because I'm a full-time NYU student. I worked out this morning, I went to the gym, then coffee, and I made breakfast last night. I made overnight oats. I'm about to have those. I'm also going to prep my lunch for the day to pack with me. Then I'll come on back and I'll be back sometime this evening, and then I'll have dinner and all that back here. Definitely staying in tonight because I am traveling for the weekend and I need to use up the food that I have here. So rewinding now back to last night when I was prepping my breakfast. Hello, it is me the night before. Prepping my breakfast now. I'm going to make some overnight oats. These will be maca flavored, and I'm adding a fuck ton of other powders and superfood. But I love how these taste, and I love adding in like extra health. So here we go. First thing, oats. I do anywhere from 2/3 to 1 cup usually, and since I'm adding a lot in, I'm gonna do 2/3 today. Also using this really cute bowl that I got from Veggiekins, Remy. I follow her if she sees this, so I think you're really cool. I bought this from her like over a year ago. I think she was like selling them or something, and I was like, oh my god, an influencer that I follow is selling a bowl that I really like and want, so I bought it. Should really get a camera angle that isn't like all my apartment and 1% me. This. Doing 2/3 cup in the bowl. Then I always add a teaspoon of psyllium husk into my overnight oats. I think it gives a really awesome thickness to the texture, and I really don't like watery oats. Like I like mine much on the cakier side, and this and using a bit less liquid really gives it that. And since it's added fiber, if you're someone that has trouble getting in fiber into your diet, this can be a really nice addition. Don't add this into cooked oats because it will turn slimy, but in overnight oats, I love what it does to the texture. Now just adding in a teaspoon of chia seeds. I'm literally on like the last teaspoon. I thought I had a huge amount more, but I'll have to get more next time I go to the grocery store. Next, I'll be adding in a teaspoon each of, or around a teaspoon, I'm like eyeballing it, of maca, reishi, and ashwagandha. Maca is a really great adaptogen, and I love the flavor. It's very caramelly and complements sweetness a lot. It can be kind of spicy on its own, but in this, it tastes really great. Reishi, adaptogenic mushroom, great for stress and mental health. And ashwagandha is an Ayurvedic herb associated with energy. It can raise libido, it can raise stamina in like life in general. I really love having it in the morning with my breakfast with my overnight oats because it's just another boost of like energy that isn't, you know, like a caffeine anxiety attack. The flavor is kind of like astringent and kind of like in your face, but with all the other things and with the maca really balancing it out, it's cool. So oh my god, I just dropped reishi mushroom powder all over my fucking floor. Now it's, oh shit, look at this shit. Now my mic is fallen. This is a fucking great. Okay, I'm a fucking mess and I don't know what to do in these situations. My apartment just got cleaned today. This is bullshit. It's fine. Poor baby reishi mushrooms all over my hands. So that is somewhat cleaned. I never would have fucking expected that to happen. I'm just trying to make my goddamn breakfast for tomorrow. Next, I'm just adding my usual spices, which are cinnamon, cardamom, and nutmeg. I add a ton of cinnamon and a little dash of cardamom and nutmeg because those can be kind of overpowering. But the cinnamon, it's Ceylon cinnamon, and that kind of cinnamon is more mild. So I just add a good shake of each of those. So this is what it looks before it's all mixed together, and this is it afterward. And now I'm just going to add almond milk to cover it, and some stevia to sweeten. And this is the stevia I use. I get it at Whole Foods, and I just use maybe 3 or so drops. So this is it all mixed together and covered with almond milk. And I'm just going to pop this in the fridge overnight, and we'll see it in the morning. So just took out the overnight oats that I made last night, and I stir them up after I take them out just so that I can get a little bit of the thickness more regular throughout. Like sometimes they're thicker on the bottom, things will settle. Overall, these are a really nice thick consistency. I don't know if you can tell, but it's thick. If they're super, super thick and I can't even stir them, like I didn't add enough liquid, or if I added chia seeds more than I did today and they absorb a lot of the liquid, I can reconstitute them with a bit of water, but I tend not to do that because I like my oats pretty thick. So this is what they're looking like now, and don't have any fresh berries. I usually like to add fresh berries to this. I don't have any fresh berries because I'm traveling this weekend, so I'm going to use the frozen wild blueberries I have in the fridge. I'm going to add those to the top of this, going to add some chocolate nut butter, and going to add some cacao nibs. This is the finished situation here. Have the oats, blueberries, frozen blueberries that ended up being mostly ice, which is why I prefer fresh, and I almost always use fresh, but today just using up what I have. Then the chocolate nut butter, which is this Nutso chocolate power fuel. It's one of my favorite nut butters ever. It's so good. I get it off of Thrive Market. Then added some cacao nibs, which I'm running out of and also need to get more of. So this is breakfast. Prepping my lunch now to take with me for class, and I have some roasted sweet potato, some roasted tempeh, or roasted, they were air fried in my air fryer, and then a big scoop of quinoa. I like putting my things on the bottom below the greens so the greens don't wilt while my lunch is in my backpack. And now I'm just going to add some avocado and some seeds to top. Anyone else hate these little hair things in the avocado? Like what? It just pisses me off. It's perfectly ripe and then there's random just, hair in the avocado. I don't know what else to call it. I don't know. I hate it. Maybe no one else notices it. Now I just added my half an avocado, some pumpkin seeds, some herbs, seasoning, and some black pepper, and a little bit of cilantro. And now, and a squeeze of lime juice because I love the taste of lime with all these other things. This is probably I know this is my favorite go-to lunch, whether I'm taking it on the go or not, just all my favorite things in one. I'm about to add some spinach on top here. Added all the spinach on top. If you know me, you know I cannot stand long spinach stems. So I took them off right here. I'm kind of in a rush to get to class, and so I didn't necessarily take all the stems off that I would want. But yeah, this is the little container that I have from Thrive Market. It's a really good size for lunch, even though I could use something a bit bigger so the greens don't have to get smushed when I add the top on here. And then there's another top right on top in case you want to add a sauce or something, a dressing in the compartment. And then this just closes. Oh, I can hear the spinach and then it closes like that, and then on top, and we're good to go for class. So finally back after a day of my ethics class and then teaching a yoga class, and then I had an awesome call with an astrology friend. We talked for a minute about astro nerd shit, which if you're not watching my astrology videos, you should because they're killer. I am pretty hungry. I haven't eaten since lunch, which is generally what happens. I'm more someone that likes 3 big meals a day and dessert than snacking a lot in between. My hunger just doesn't pick up until meal times, and then it's really intense. I'm just not a snacker. It feels gross to me. I just want to eat my meals. So since I'm traveling tomorrow, I'm going to Houston for just a day and a half. I'll be back the next day. I leave Saturday, I come back Sunday. I am going to be doing kind of a typical kitchen sink dinner of when I'm using up what I have in the fridge, which is almost always what I do, but right now specifically, I'm not really opening anything new, not making anything that will be stored, and so I already have some rice pre-cooked. I make big batches of my grains, so rice or quinoa or buckwheat or whatever, and I reheat how much I need. And then I also have just some veggies I'm going to cook really quickly. I do this almost every night. I have a curry with coconut milk that's really easy for me to do. I just have my grain, I have my veggies, I have my tofu, I put it all together, and it makes such an easy, healthy, full meal. So I'll take you with me as I cook this. It's really not that interesting and exciting, but you know, I'll ramble, I'll talk, it'll be a fun time. Here we go. So this is my rice I have left from a bigger batch I made for the week. I have some black rice in here. It's my favorite. I know it's the highest in antioxidants and things like that out of all the rices, so I almost always buy black over brown just because extra health, and it looks pretty and it leaves purple color in the water. So if you want to use like water that this has been soaking in, you can like cook shit with it. It makes it, I'm nerding out on nutrition shit, but anyway, I'm gonna put this in a pan. This is a little more than a cup probably. Put this in a pan, cook this up. While that's happening, I'm going to pre-chop some of my veggies, probably take my makeup off, change, get comfortable. So
being mean to someone for
rice in a pan.
for their free fucking will, that hurts people.
As I watch
veganism is supposed to be about lessening
absolutely
suffering
kill it,
of sentient
staying
beings.
vegan.
And people are still sentient
Love you.
beings. But
While my rice cooks, I just added some Brussels sprouts and balsamic vinegar into my air fryer, and I'm going to cook those up in the meantime.
and they have this idea that not being vegan anymore would help them. I had that idea. I still love French fries. Most of us love animals. We don't like hurting people. We don't like to help the environment. They spoke about.
Oh, and like always, daily Brazil nut.
My work life and just life in general. People ask on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's to it that I'm very excited about. Thing is pretty much done in things. I lined all the cabinet shelves so they won't get scratchy and stained to you guys. And so I was real But
And on top of that, like usually with hiring club.
In here are the vegetables I already cooked a bit earlier, so the onions, garlic, carrots, broccoli, and those mixed vegetable hash browns that I had frozen in my freezer. I added in the Brussels sprouts and tofu that I air fried, and just added in some kale to wilt, and added a bunch of coconut milk to cook this all in. So this will cook down, that kale will cook down, and I will be good to go. So everything's good to go now. Here we have the black rice, all the veggies, and the tofu and the coconut milk curry. Then I added some of this unsweetened ketchup, it's my favorite, and this Thai almond sauce on top, and some black pepper. Also some sesame seeds, and of course nutritional yeast. And I also added some nori seaweed here because I'm obsessed with seaweed and I love it with my big curries. So this is a really typical meal for me in terms of a grain, a lot of veggies with tofu, and then some toppings to make it all fun. So the last thing I'm going to have today is something sweet, and this is my favorite dessert ever. Literally the best thing ever. I don't know how I came up with this situation, but it's so good. So I'll show you what I am doing here. I'm obsessed with this chocolate. It's from Thrive Market. That's where I get it. It's this Lakanto monk fruit sweetened chocolate, so it doesn't actually have sugar in it. I'm not like super worried about getting sugar, but when it's sweetened with monk fruit, you don't get a crash, avoiding like crack sugar. I actually like really dark chocolate, but this one really only comes in 55% cacao. Would be awesome if it was in like 70, 80, 90, 100%, but you know, I'll take this. I do half of this bar, usually, and then I add peanut butter and dates to it to make like a chocolate toast. It's so good. I'll show you how I do it. So I have half the bar here, and I'm going to spread some peanut butter, chop up the date, and top it all on here. The beautiful finished product here. This toast is layered. This is dreamy. Wow. Anyway, that is going to finish off what I am eating today. I hope you found this helpful. I hope it gave you some cool ideas. So with that, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you soon.